Well, hello everyone, hello. This patch is entirely inside this case with a couple of exceptions. I am mixing through the NLC cluster and I'm using microburst for delay and reverb effects. I am also in my little control box, which I can't tilt the camera down to get because it's like over here. But the Bastel LOL I'm using to switch some parts on and off. We'll get to that when we get to that. But since this is a portable case, and I had unexpected amounts of fun with all of my reject modules in the other portable case on the floor when I took them out of the system. I was thinking if I ever get the chance to play somewhere other than this room, what would I want to take with me and how would I use it? So I've limited myself to just what's in this case. And I'm using almost all of those modules, with a couple of exceptions, and the ones I didn't use, I think I'm going to take out and replace them with something else that I might be more likely to use. Then I'll try again. But right now what's happening, Multicasa, I'm splitting its output. One side's going over here to make noise function, which I'm going to put Bastel Dynamo in instead of Tromso and use that as my envelope follower. But currently, function is doing that job. The envelope is controlling the resonance of the 2HP comb filter, and I have sequence 8 controlling the frequency. So it's sort of Multicasa's modulating its own filter, and part of it's being sequenced. And the sequencer is being clocked by my crazy clocking technique. Multicasa is a master clock. And I'm feeding that into Bastel Little Nerd and the Doepfer A160-2. The dash 2 can do odd and prime divisions, and it'll output triggers instead of the long gates like a standard clock divider. And then I have an module triple XOR. It was the XOR I think is the best logic gate for combining weird clock divisions to get, because it fires only when one of them is on, but not when both of them are on. And so you can take a Euclidean pattern and poke holes in it with another trigger. I think it works out real nice. But anyway, here is some noise from the Lifeforms Mod Tools sample and hold section. It's going through the Doepfer A121-3 VCF. We're hearing the band pass output, and the filter frequency is being controlled by the free running LFO at the bottom of the Mod Tools. And then the output from that filter is going through, let's see, that's the top half of the Make Noise LXD, the 12 dB half of it, and it's being struck by, I believe, the top section of the triple XOR, which is a Euclidean and a random chance being combined there. 4MS ensemble oscillator. Pitch is being controlled by cells, and cells is being clocked by a random gate and a step, the step 1 of sequence 8, which is pushing the little glowing dot around on Sells' grid, and that's controlling pitch, which is unquantized, and then root, which is the quantized note within the scale, is being controlled by one of Sequence 8's outputs. And I have it set up so that the root, the lowest note, comes out of this output and the chords come out of the other output. And there's the root. It's going through this half of the A142-2 dual envelope controlled VCA. And that is just the output coming straight from the ensemble. I've got twist and warp being modulated. One of them by the Mod Tools function generator, which you're just using as an LFO, triggering it with a clock division. And then the other parameter is being controlled by Penta over here, sequencing of that timbral shift. And so those modulations are being shared by the chords. And that's going through the bottom half of the LXD. And instead of using the strike input, I mean, they claim, I remember hearing somebody say that you couldn't use the LXD to do short percussive clicks. And with it being a low pass gate, like every one of them is different. But the way mine behaves, the strike input produces an extremely fast click. So I'm using the Sonic Potions Descent, which is just a triggerable decay envelope. It's CV controllable, so you can vary the length. I'm not doing that now, but that was a selling point when I bought it, and I have used it in other patches. But yeah, Descent is being triggered over here, and it's controlling that low pass gate. And I'd like to bring in a melody, but I was gonna use the Bastel Tromso for that, but I had real trouble tuning it. There's only one knob for the frequency. It doesn't have a fine tune, so it's difficult to dial in precisely the pitch that you want. And I'm not convinced that the volt per octave tracking is accurate. It's not really meant to be a musical oscillator. Primary use for Tromso is like an analog bit crushing effect. And Bastel broke that down into its component parts so that you could patch it creatively. But as a melodic oscillator, I don't think that's going to fit the bill. So I will replace this with the dynamo, and Tromso maybe will be useful in the other case. Also, surprisingly enough, I ended up not needing the quad clock distributor for this. The QCD is insanely useful for getting clocks up to the speed that grids requires. And I use it all the time for other stuff, but it does not jibe well with this trigger combination technique that I have going on. So I'll take it out. And I think Mutable Warps is the same size, so I'll put that in. I think I will use it. Anyway, after I've made my changes, I will patch again, and y'all will be the first to know. My links to my online e-begging sites are in the description. I thank you for your attention, and I'll catch you next time.